Hello, this is Dave, Travels Through Time, Channel 2, and today we are talking about the Star Trek Next Generation feature films. So I'm waiting for PD Rich. Now, obviously, they start with the first Next Generation film is Star Trek Generations, which also features Captain James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner. And also at the beginning, Scotty and Chekhov have cameos in it when they're on the Enterprise B for the commissioning ceremony of it. So I'll wait for PD Rich. Should be here pretty soon. And then, of course, Malcolm McDowell plays the villain, Dr. Talion Soren. Just waiting for him, and then we'll talk even more. Now, this was, this was released in December of 1994. I believe All Good Things was the finale of Next Generation was in May of 94. So it was only let's see, 1, 2, 3. So about like 6-7 months after, then we got the Next Generation Star Trek Generations film. This was directed by David Carson, who also did a few of the Star Trek pilots for other series. He did Deep Space Nine, I believe, and then he did the Star Trek Voyager pilot, The Caretaker. Yep, I was right. Caretaker. All right, PD Cam. Waiting for you. Cam. Oh, and if you're not subscribed and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. I do streams about Doctor Who, Star Trek, Batman, reviews, impressions, all that kind of stuff. For him. Yeah, it's cool how the Enterprise B is like it's the Excelsior class. So it looks similar to the Excelsior, So I thought that was a neat touch. And then, it's kind of funny how in the beginning, what's his name? The captain of the Enterprise B, I think it was Harriman, Captain Harriman. That's right. He's kind of clueless, isn't he? He's like just this rookie captain, and he's like, he has a lot of anxiety. He's asking Kirk, like, what would you do? And the Klingons play an appearance in this too. The Klingon sisters. Person Beator, I think that's how you say it. Let's see, can might be. Nobody's watching. Ouch. I should have done a fancier thumbnail. Oh well. Oh well. We get at least one person in watching. Nexus is an interesting concept too. Was it that time has no meaning? You know, it's kind of a place where time has no meaning. Then, of course, this has the this one has the film where it's like data experiments with the emotion chip too. So that was interesting. And then the stellar cartography chamber, that was a cool room. I like the stellar cartography. And man, Petey. He said be with you in a sec, so I'll just wait for him. Here. People are working on stuff next door, so that's why there's all this noise. A lot of people moved out. Ouch! Nobody watching. It's funny. Sorry. I don't want to talk too much about it because I got a PD in here too. Oh yeah, and this one, what was it? This one has the uniforms from DS9 and Wood on Voyager. It's got that extra turtleneck thing, and then it's got the insignia. Now some of the crew though, they wore the Next Generation uniforms. That's a little tidbit. So not all of them were wearing the newer uniforms yet. Dennis McCarthy did the music for this one. All right, here we go.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Oh,
that's okay.
It's starting to get a bit spicy on Facebook.
That's okay.
Regarding Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I watched the Rabbi's take on Book of Boba Fett. Must be really bad.
It's not good from what I hear.
Yeah.
Things are just generally getting a bit spicy about the whole Lord of the Rings thing at the moment, so everyone's not happy about it.
Yeah.
Well, my attitude is if Tom Shippey's had nothing to do with it, and Tolkien, Christopher Tolkien, God rest his soul, had reservations about it, I'm going to probably stay away from it.
Yeah, I'm not going to even watch it, probably.
Yeah, I think that's a sensible thing.
Yeah.
Just avoid it.
Yeah.
It could be good, could be bad, but if you problem with Lord of the Rings, it's a bit like classic Star Trek. Kind of Roddenberry Berman era Star Trek. That's what I think the only classification I give it. It's if you go too far off canon, it just fails to be Star Trek. And look what's happened to Kurtzman Trek.
Yeah, true.
It failed to be canon.
Yeah, so let's see. So we're starting with Generations, since that's the first.
Star Trek Generations. It's the best or the worst Star Trek TV movie.
Yeah. I know, it does have that feeling that it's a Star Trek TV movie, not a feature film. Yeah.
Star Trek Generations, from what I know about it, was made directly after All Good Things Episode 2.
Yes. Yeah.
It's also, they also like a lot of warm lighting on that one.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I did notice about Star Trek Generations. The director, I can't remember who the director was off the top of my head.
It's actually the same director that directed Caretaker and I think Emissary. David Carson's his name, I think.
Wow. I mean, he did a bloody good job on Emissary and Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, then he directed the movie and it was just, no wonder it was like a TV movie then.
Yeah.
Got a TNG director directing TNG.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too. I like the whole design of the Enterprise B. It was kind of reminded me of the Excelsior,
Yeah, it was kind of more advanced. Yeah,
and the captain's just so clueless. He's always asking Captain Kirk, "What would you do?" It's kind of funny.
Yeah. He was only the captain for the shakedown. Apparently, it was just a shakedown captain. He wasn't He wasn't the full captain of the Enterprise B. He's only there for the shakedown. Apparently.
Yeah.
He's a TV director, isn't he?
Yeah.
He did 4 episodes of Deep Space Nine,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I wonder it felt like a TV movie. Or extended TV movie. David Carson, he's British.
Yeah, he is, I think, wow. Yes. Yeah.
They got a Brit to direct the 2 episodes of Star Trek. Deep Space Nine. Well, 4 episodes.
Cool. Yeah.
4 episodes of next. He's done Alien Nation as well. Did 2 episodes of Alien Nation.
Yeah.
He's a Brit. He's into sci-fi.
Yeah.
It just felt like a Next Generation episode on a higher budget. Star Trek Generations. Felt like some kind of weird 3-part episode on a really high budget.
Yeah, and then of course, we got the the whole Nexus idea too, which is interesting.
Yeah, the Temporal Nexus, which was a gateway to some kind of weird parallel world, some weird world where your fantasy becomes reality.
Yeah, and I guess you don't age because Kirk looks the same as he did at the beginning of the film. So.
Yeah, it's got that thing. Yes, another thing about the Star Trek Generations is they had problems with the uniforms. Did you know about that?
Yeah, there's definitely some errors about that because some were wearing the Next Gen and then some were wearing the DS9/Voyager uniform.
Yeah, originally we had a completely different uniform, a completely different communicator badge as well. I'll try to send you a picture of that communicator badge because one of the art directors actually still has one.
Yeah.
You know the symbol that you saw for the, I think that was it, the 30th anniversary symbol, the one they kept using over and over again?
Yeah.
That kind of weird kind of rounded Starfleet inside the oval. That was the actual communicator for Star Trek Generations.
Oh, wow.
But I think it was, I think Rick Berman lost it and said, no, that looks like shit. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the insignia that they chose for DS9 Voyager. I like it, the look of it.
Yeah, the later one. I love that badge. It's my favorite comm badge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Problem I think I hated about the TNG comm badge. It looks like the saucer section of the Enterprise with a Delta shield shoved on it.
Yeah.
It has the same shape. It has like, yes, this belongs to Next Generation because it's the same shape as the saucer section. It has that same kind of design aesthetic as like the Enterprise D, and I never liked the design aesthetic of the Enterprise D. I thought it was like a floating hotel.
Yeah, here it's like a love and hate thing with the whole like turtleneck thing though with the DS9 and Voyager uniforms. Like some people like it and some people really don't like it.
I liked it, but I didn't like the First Contact uniforms when I first see them. We'll get to that a bit later on.
Yeah.
But after a while, I really loved them. When I saw the cadet version of the outfit in Valiant, DS9 episode Valiant, I really fell in love with them.
Yeah.
I kind of understood why they were the way they were.
Yeah.
Because if you see the alternative cadet versions, you kind of think, oh, just a minute, they don't look right, you know? They don't look right with, you know, being like the Voyager, the old they call the pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look a bit more refined.
That holodeck scene is kind of funny in the beginning, isn't it? After the whole Enterprise B scenes and stuff, where it forged to the next.
Yes, there's a few mistakes in that holodeck scene. People seem to be able to walk through walls.
Oh yeah.
You look at it. Yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of in my head realized what it is, and I think the ship is actually moving in the holodeck. The holodeck ship is moving, so the wall is moving. It's moving further away from the wall towards the center of the holodeck, and then further towards the holodeck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way I can really explain that canonically. That's why the arch can appear at the back of the ship and at the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the ship.
Yeah.
When Picard walks off the holodeck. I mean, that's my only thing. It's like the actual ship is physically moving within the holodeck.
Yeah.
And it was like when Picard called for the arch and the exit, it was like kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
And holographic people can become part of the wall. They can walk into the wall kind of thing, and they become go from being like a physical entity in a holodeck to being a part of the holodeck script walls, which is like a screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Worf's reaction when he's like. I love Worf's reaction when he's taking down them.
You know Babylon 5?
Yeah.
You know Lita Alexander?
Yeah.
When Beverly Crusher gets pushed in the water, that's actually the same woman that plays Lita Alexander falling in.
Oh, Patricia, whatever her name is?
Yes, Patricia Tallman.
Yeah.
From walking from whatchamacallit. Oh, what's it called? Day of the Dead or
yeah, that's right. And she played a brief part in DS9. I remember one time too.
Yeah, she was the con officer on the Defiant.
Yeah,
Way of the Warrior.
Yeah,
she's the one that goes cloaking device is functioning within normal parameters, which is like a really clunky.
Yeah,
clunky beyond clunky thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we get the Klingon sisters too, don't we?
Ursa and Betor, yeah.
Yeah.
The last appearance, they appeared, did Deep Space Nine in one episode.
Yeah.
Briefly before this. Well, I didn't go into it last week because there's a lot of people appearing in movies which were in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Yep. They appeared. I think they appeared in Next Generation, a season 7 Next Generation episode with Worf's son.
Yeah.
Where Alexander comes from the future because he comes from a parallel future where Worf kind of screws up and gets killed in the council chamber.
Yeah.
We know that kind of isn't going to happen now.
Yeah.
Because you see a few episodes later in All Good Things, the last episode that he becomes he gets defrocked and becomes some kind of governor on some backward Klingon colony on the border.
Yeah.
If that happens, we don't know what happens though. That's the thing. And according to Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci, he gets severely wounded in battle.
Oof.
Yeah, but you know how we feel about that one.
Yeah.
Alex Kurtzman changed the canon. Kurtzman.
Yes.
Even his own canon, he changes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance to read it, get hold of a copy of Star Trek Countdown.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Graphic novel. It's the Next Generation. It's what happens on the Next Generation bit just before before Spock goes into the alternate reality.
Oh, did Kurtzman have a hand in writing that? Probably.
Yep, had a hand in writing it. And guess what?
What?
Data has come back from the dead.
Oh, wow.
In Star Trek Picard, Data is dead again.
Right.
So it's complete. It's like, what are you doing, Kurtzman? You turn around and said Data's alive again. And now at the beginning of Star Trek Picard, you're saying Data is dead again. It's like, you can't follow your own canon, mate. Let alone established canon. You can't follow your own canon because you got something in.
Yeah, well, plus it doesn't fit with the whole B4, but we'll get into that with Nemesis.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's one of my biggest. This is one of my biggest pet hates about Star Trek Picard.
Yeah.
Alex Kurtzman can't follow his own canon, let alone what Rick Berman has laid down and Gene Roddenberry has laid down before. Can't follow his own.
Yeah.
My biggest pet hate about Alex Kurtzman, and why I don't like him as a showrunner.
Well, he's the worst one that we've had.
He's been the worst. I mean, Rick Berman. Problem with Rick Berman is he needed to hand it over to Brannon Braga.
Yeah.
And he needed to let Manny Cotto run Enterprise. He would have.
Yeah, no, I feel like this is a weird thing to say. I feel like this is a weird thing to say, but I feel like Rick Berman was kind of almost like the Russell of the Star Trek, almost.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
But he needed to do what Russell did and step back and hand it down. I mean, it wasn't okay. Moffat. Some people love Moffat. Some people hate Moffat. Some people prefer Matt Smith over David Tennant. But it's a bit of an acquired taste. I mean, I didn't mind Matt Smith doing the watch-alongs with Noel. I kind of like him even more.
Yeah.
But the thing I hate is with all the pressures getting put on Moffat for season 8, going into Doctor Who now, and it just turned into a disaster. It just turned into a progressive disaster. With the companion taking over.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I know. And then the whole I know is Doctor Who talk, but I didn't like the whole idea of Clara picking out the TARDIS for the first Doctor. That kind of didn't like that. Yeah. Yeah,
that ending. I mean, I think it's the end of season 7.
Yeah.
Series 7 because it's English.
Yeah.
And Series 8 Doctor Who, I think, are the worst stuff that Moffat's ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole episode, that whole name of the Figure the Doctor episode, name of the Doctor episode was just pointless.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
No, yeah.
It happened, but it didn't happen in the end.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what's the point of that? You've kind of said who Clara is. And the problem is, right, Dave, if you go back, if you actually know, ask Noel about it. There's supposed to be this major plot with the Alliance. They're supposed to wrap up the Alliance plot. I mean, that's what happened in Time of the Doctor.
Right.
They're supposed to wrap up the Alliance. That's not what it was. The Alliance had fractured.
Yeah.
And they decided to attack Trenzalore.
Yeah.
And it was the Church was defending Trenzalore, and the Alliance was turning on the Church. So the Cybermen were attacking the Church, the Daleks were attacking the Church, the Sontarans were attacking the Church. That's why they're all attacking Trenzalore.
Yeah.
To find this crack. That's the whole point of it. But it did not turn around and say anything about the Alliance. It just, everyone's attacking each other.
Yikes.
Everyone wants the Holy Grail, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is like the weird crack on the planet. It's like, it just made no sense. But it was supposed to be about the Alliance. It was supposed to be a big build up to the Alliance.
Yeah.
From season 5 of Doctor Who.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
They just did not carry it on. It's like, why? That's what that weird toy with the Dalek eye stalk, the Weeping Angel finger, and a part of a Cyberman.
Yeah.
That weird gun was supposed to be in the end of season. Was supposed to be in the last episode of season 7.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be some big hoo-ha with the Alliance, and I think the Day of the Doctor was also supposed to have a few references to the Alliance as well. But Moffat just cut it all out for some reason. Oh, I don't know. It's Moffat. Guy can't train a successor, can he? What do you expect?
Oh, you know what I liked in Generations was the stellar cartography room.
Oh, the stellar cartography room that you never see again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used holography on the walls. That's why it was that kind of round, kind of circular room. It was like technically a holodeck, but it wasn't. It only used the holography on the walls.
Yeah.
Holodeck. Yeah, that was a good scene. You never really see. You see it on a few Master Situation displays.
Yeah.
I mean, Voyager's astrometrics isn't like it. That's just a giant screen.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you go to stellar, I think they go to stellar topography and Nemesis is actually astrometrics. So they get it completely wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, but more on that later. Oh, that film. Seriously, that film. But yeah, Generations was. I enjoyed it when I first saw it.
Yeah.
But I just kind of, it was it just felt like a TV movie though, like a kind of extended TV movie. I know Malcolm McDowell hated it.
Yeah.
He hated it because he was Alexander. He's Alexander Siddiq's uncle.
That's right. Yeah, he's right.
He turned around and said to Alexander to Sid, as they know him on Deep Space Nine, old L Sid as they know him. He turned around and said the script was fucking awful, putting it quite bluntly. That's exactly what he said. He said I don't want to do another Star Trek after this. I'm glad they killed my character off because the script was effing awful.
Yeah, I mean it's not the best. I wouldn't say it's the worst.
No.
It's kind of in the middle.
It just feels like someone had an idea for a TV episode and we'll do like a 3-parter. Let's experiment. Let's finish with a 3-parter. Let's do this script. Oh no, let's save this for something else. We'll do All Good Things instead. It just felt like that. Because it was just, everything was the Enterprise being destroyed was kind of partially destroyed and crashing on the planet was shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Just like, we got to destroy the Enterprise now. Oh, a little fact.
Yeah.
Do you know with the big? I think they did it to the 4-foot model of the Enterprise.
No.
I think it was either the 4 or the 6-foot model of the Enterprise, the miniature. They actually changed it after Star Trek Generations. They actually changed the registry number to NCC 1701E.
Oh wow!
Just in case they changed all the registry numbers, they had to change them back again. That's why on the actual model, the NCC is in red and blue, and then the 1701D is actually in black.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So the studio model that got sold to Bill Gates' second in command, it's actually got actually had the registry retouched on it.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's
evening, Matthew. Evening, mate.
Hey, Matthew. How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
So there's this the registry issue there.
Yeah.
So because I've got a picture. Actually, I'll send you that later as well. Just remind me what pictures I'm going to send you. It's a comm badge and the Enterprise D/E.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few things they did. A few funny little things they did because they thought they were going to have another Galaxy class, a bit like the Enterprise A in Star Trek 6.
Yeah.
They thought they were going to have another Galaxy class. I'll get that in a second. But they decided to have a brand new ship in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened there. There's a lot of things, weird things in Generations. There's a missing sequence as well with Geordi the Forge.
Yeah.
Where, there's a deleted scene where about the nanites. The reason they directly turned around and said, I removed the nanoprobes and you're going to be fine in sickbay is because Dr. Soren was torturing him with nanoprobes. Borg nanoprobes.
Yeah.
They wanted to cut it out because they were one saving the Borg for the next film.
Yeah.
And 2, it was quite a bad scene. Horrific scene. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, it's interesting how Data was experimenting with the emotion chip in this too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. The motion chip that was fused into his neural net and fused on.
Yeah.
And Star Trek in the next film, First Contact, is suddenly is able to deactivate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew said the script was a mess, but Shatner is always watchable.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah, and then there was 2 ending shots for it, 2 death scenes for Kirk, right?
Yeah, one where he gets shot in the back by Soren, by a dead, burnt Soren.
Yeah.
And one where he wanted a more dramatic ending because William Shatner was not happy with the ending. There was a massive reshoot on that whole scene, which everyone's called an absolute pain in the backside because they had to go and reset. They had to return Yellowstone to how they found it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they had to go back and do extensive reshoots back in the same part of Yellowstone Park they used.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Yellowstone Park. What am I thinking about? No, the Valley of Fire.
That's right. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, Valley of Fire. It's a national park down. Is it in California or is it in Texas? I can't remember.
I forget. Yeah.
Arizona, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Arizona. It looked like Arizona.
That's it, Arizona. Sorry, I'm not very good on American geography.
It's all good. Yeah.
We always see us Brits. We always see the UK, the American like the UK. We think everything's within like 500 miles of each other.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, there's a theory that Kirk could still be alive in the Nexus or whatever it's called.
Yeah, do you know in the Star Trek universe there's actually a giant Spock still running around?
Oh yeah,
from the animated series.
Oh, that's funny.
So Spock's not really dead.
Yeah,
he might be dead, but he's not really dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a giant Spock running around somewhere.
So how would you rate this one, like out of 10 Generations? If like you had to,
I'd give it about 6 or a 7. I'd say it was just it hasn't aged well. Generations. It just feels too much like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Like a TV movie with too much budget, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's some good bits. The whole Nexus bit. I like the way ILM came back to do all the special effects.
Yeah.
I like the way they retouched the Enterprise, the miniature up, and it looks just looks sharper.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the models you'll get at the Enterprise D is actually based on the Generations version.
Yeah.
You get the Aztec decals from like Polar Lights round 2 models, especially Polar Light, the AMT version. It'll always be based on the Generations version because that's like the last, and that's got the intricate paint details. Because ILM repainted the model.
Yeah.
Did a massive repaint on it before it was before they put it away.
Got a troll in the chat here.
Yeah, I took him out.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's not in the live stream.
Yeah. Oh, Shatner wrote a sequel where he survives meth. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek: The Return.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. I think they end up flying around on a Defiant class vessel as well. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think it was it Endeavour or something that they relabeled the Monitor.
Yeah, he was kind of petitioning too for the next film to be about his return, but didn't end up happening.
No, they were thinking about running with it because William Shatner was depressed afterwards. After he killed his character off. He wanted to go.
Yeah.
He said he kind of had enough. He wants to kind of take it easy. He wants to kind of walk away from Star Trek now and do other things, Boston Legal, etc., etc.
Yeah.
He had other projects planned, and then the second he got killed off, he goes, "I didn't want to be killed off. I just wanted to retire my character." It's like, Bill, you should have said something.
Yeah.
It's like because what I think happened is he saw what happened to James Doohan's character and thought, why is Scotty being retired but I'm being killed, kind of thing. It's like, you signed off on it.
Yeah.
So that's when Bill Shatner was kind of in the 90s when he was kind of realizing, it's kind of hitting that kind of period of enlightenment in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he thought he was going to come back in the next film. He thought they were going to do The Return under a different name.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
They went with a different script and they went with First Contact instead.
Yeah.
Which I have to say is my favorite Star Trek film.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah.
Love that film. I think it's just got a soul, that film. It's got the soul of Star Trek. It's just pure Star Trek. And that Borg battle in the beginning.
Yeah.
If you're ever setting up 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound, you got that on Blu-ray or DVD, play that battle.
Yeah.
Because there's so much coming from the left, right, back channels that you'll be able to set your surround sound up. That's my... there's always a song that sound people use to set up a sound system.
Yeah.
That's the DVD or Blu-ray I always use up to set a 5.1 surround system up.
Yeah.
Because you can literally see and hear everything while it happens, going from being panned from both sides and behind. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's one of them things. But yeah, this one was directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Will Riker.
Directed the next one afterwards as well. This one's Bring Back the Borg.
Yeah, and then we get the introduction of the Borg Queen too.
Yeah, Borg Queen, who was supposed to be there either as a hologram or actually physically there, and she's a clone.
Yeah.
Which is a... Yeah. Sorry, I'm just taking something out. There we go, it's gone.
Oh, yeah, another one again.
Why do they just keep... it's everyone around the Fandom Menace.
Yeah.
They just keep coming up on everyone. They even come up on Unsafe Space and the trigonometry. It's like, what?
Jeez.
Oh, I don't understand these people. Just commercial spam. Anyway, it's gone now. Yeah, anyway, what was I saying? It was about First Contact.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
Yeah, we're talking about the Borg Queen, that's right.
The Borg Queen in First Contact. Originally, she's either a clone or she was there as kind of a hologram. But she was supposed to be there in the Best of Both Worlds, but you just don't see her.
Yeah.
So you've got this kind of... You finally get to see the leader of the Borg, which is fun. You get to see a Borg sphere, which is the first of the new Borg ships you ever see. You got brand new Enterprise, which I love.
Oh yeah,
I love the
so-
Enterprise D because it's just every single little detail. There's little details on that ship. If you look at them, they've been taken from other starships. The saucer section is the Enterprise D saucer section turned around
yeah,
90 degrees. You've got the warp pylons like the original Enterprise refit /A. You've got what they call the ears underneath the saucer section, which are sensors.
Yeah.
I think there's sensors on this one. From the original Enterprise, there's loads of little details from all different. You got the strong backs, which are all over the ship.
yeah,
I think they're on the bottom. So I'm just trying to grab a model of the Enterprise to see where everything is. You got strong backs on the bottoms and on the warp nacelle like the Enterprise refit had.
Mhm.
You got the back to the classic style shuttle bay at the back of the bridge. So many little details on that ship, which have been taken from all the Enterprises. Put
yeah,
into one brand new ship, really sleek looking vessel.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite version. It's my second favorite ship, I think, the Enterprise E.
Oh, nice.
No, sorry, my third favorite ship.
Okay.
My third favorite is the Enterprise E because it just looks.
What's your very favorite?
The USS Defiant.
Nice. Yeah.
Second favorite is the Enterprise A.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's technically the refit, but I prefer the A version because I thought it looked a bit newer.
Yeah.
But the problem with the refit version is it looks like the inside of Space Mountain in Disney World, Florida.
Yeah.
It's that kind of very kind of late 70s, early 80s vision of the NASA-esque vision of the future. And I think, oh,
Yeah.
it looks a bit tacky now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. Big fan of the Enterprise A because it has a more kind of TNG-esque look.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, First Contact was directed by Jonathan Frakes. It was about the Borg Queen. United
Oh, then
all the
Zephram
cast.
Cochrane. Zephram Cochrane, he's in it.
Yep. You finally get to
Okay.
see Zephram Cochrane again. Everyone was moaning and saying, "No, but it's not played by the original actor from the original series." I said, "Yeah, because he was really old."
Yeah.
Had to find someone who looked similar, and that was the nearest thing they could get was James Cromwell, who just won an Oscar for Babe.
Yep.
It's Farmer Hoggett.
Yeah, he's kind of a tall and lanky guy, isn't he?
Yeah, they needed someone tall and lanky who looked a bit like the actor they used for in the original series.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of the actor.
No, I can't either.
Not off the top of my head. But yeah, it was because I think he was either passed away or he was really old.
Yeah, I don't think he's as well known as James Cromwell. I don't think.
Yeah, James Cromwell has been in Star Trek before.
Yeah.
He was the alien who in Birthright Part 1, who took Worf to the Romulan held planet.
Oh yeah, he was good in that. Yeah. Too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember the episode.
Yeah, it was some with an M, I think. Some with an
Yeah.
M. Yeah.
Was it Series 2 it happened of Next Gen? Sorry, original series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the Changeling. They don't know what the Changeling was about. Yeah, Metamorphosis, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Glenn Corbett.
Yeah.
Corbett. Yes, he died in 1993, so of course I can't have him as Zephram Cochrane. He's kind of dead.
Yeah.
He died a year or two before First Contact went into filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's why I didn't have Glenn Corbett, because he was kind of passed away, sadly. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of died away. He was still acting. Died at 59. He was still acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glenn Corbett passed away, so they had to go recast. They got James Cromwell. They were worried about James Cromwell because he looks a bit like Glenn Corbett.
Yeah.
Tiny bit like Glenn Corbett. But they were having
I think Cromwell has a little bit narrower features, but yeah.
Yeah. He's a bit more lanky.
Yeah, narrower nose, narrow features, yeah.
Yeah. So they got James Cromwell in because, as I said, Glenn passed away.
Yeah.
And they were worried they wouldn't get him for the film as their first choice for play Zephram Cochrane.
Mm.
because he just won the, as I said, won the Oscar for Babe. Sorry, we're going round
Yeah.
in circles. Sorry about this. I lost my train of thought looking up the name Glenn Corbett. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, they got him in the end.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, he played the alien in the Metamorphosis. He was also in another episode, Next Generation, before he made it big.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Season 3. I don't think it was the opening. It was one of the series 3 episodes. It was the one with the about
Yeah.
the rehabilitate, about the super soldiers.
That's right. Yeah.
The one with the
Yeah.
super soldiers. I think he was the governor of the planet or something, or one of them.
That's right.
He had weird glasses. He was
Yeah.
a bit of a pain in the backside.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'd been in Next Generation, so he was quite familiar with the cast, and they wanted him as Ephraim Cochrane.
Yeah.
Alfred Woodward, I don't think she'd won an Oscar then, but she won an Oscar afterwards, I think.
Yeah.
They got Alfred Woodward. I think she got an Oscar nomination for Star Trek First Contact.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I can remember seeing it. And I can remember that's one of the only Academy Awards I watched. I don't really watch the Academy Awards. I find them a bit boring.
Yeah.
I find it a bit back-patting, if you know what I mean. Everyone's just patting themselves on the back. The only one I really watched and enjoyed was when Lord of the Rings Return of the King absolutely clinched it.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings won almost every award.
Yeah, I would say it's even worse now. It wasn't great.
Oh,
now
it's
unbearable.
so progressive now, and it's so bad that they're not even doing it. That then they moved it to the Dolby Theatre now. It was somewhere else, now it's at the Dolby Theatre.
Yeah.
It's kind of being chased out of Hollywood. It'll probably be at it'll probably be down at San Diego next.
Yeah, probably.
It won't be in Hollywood, then it won't be in San Diego. The multiplex in San Diego.
Yeah.
It got chased out of Hollywood. Yeah. But yeah, I think I saw the Oscars when I used to watch in the 90s, the Oscars.
Yeah.
I just caught that in the 2000s. I got so bored of it. I just caught the highlights. I just wanted to just pat each other on the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she won. Yeah, you're right, Matthew. He did get lucky with Lily Sloan or Alfie Woodward.
Yeah.
And we know that Picard's not a racist because he liked Lily.
Yeah, he's not.
No, he was not racist. But that's the thing about Star Trek. They had different characters, different genders, different ethnic characters. I mean, Bashir.
Yeah.
Perfect one. British Indian.
Yeah, exactly.
Heritage. I think he's only half.
Yeah.
I think on his mother's side, but he had an Irishman.
Yeah.
Irishman as well.
Yeah.
First captain. Well, actually, he's not the first black captain. The first black captain was in Star Trek 4. But then again, as I said last week, Avery Brooks doesn't like even speaking about that.
No.
He says, "Look, I was a Star Trek captain. I'm not the first black captain. I was a Star Trek captain." Yeah.
Yeah, and there was even Sulu as a captain. So come on,
Yeah, Sulu was captain of the Excelsior.
Yeah.
Originally, in the original script, he was still on the Enterprise.
Yeah, that's right.
The original version of the script, he was supposed to be, the very original version of the Star Trek 6 script, he was supposed to be flying taxis on Earth.
Yeah.
Supposed to be flying air taxis on Earth. That's in the very early version of the script where it was all about they're all retired and they kind of are drafted back into Starfleet, like McCoy did in the motion picture, but they changed it in the end.
That's funny though. It would have almost been like the Fifth Element. Remember those taxis? Yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah, multipass. But Sulu was supposed to be this kind of space taxi for pilot.
Yeah.
And Uhura was in a transporter room, back in the transporter room from Star Trek 3. Or she was, yeah. It was all like that. Yeah, it was all that. No, I think she was also supposed to be teaching at the academy as well. It was supposed to be about everyone moving on. So yeah, I mean that's what that was all about originally. So, where were we? Going back on topic. I keep going off topic. I've got so much to talk about with Star Trek. It's such a big universe. Like Robert might have been out. I keep going so far on topic and off on a tangent.
Yeah, well, Goldsmith came back as the
yes, Jerry Goldsmith came back. He hasn't been there doing Star Trek movies since Star Trek 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, it's one of my favorite composers is Jeremy Goldsmith.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
I mean, people. This is a bit controversial, but sometimes I actually like him over John Williams.
Yeah, I got to say, sometimes
He's got a bit more edge than John Williams. John Williams, it always sounds like John Williams, but Jeremy Goldsmith can sometimes make it sound like it's not him.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at Close Encounters, look at Star Wars, look at Superman, they all sound very similar.
Yeah. Always has that kind of classic mixed with jazz feel with John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like classic music mixed with jazz sometimes.
Yeah.
Bit of jazz. Everything always has like a bit of a jazz kind of touch to it.
Yeah.
But Jerry Goldsmith was different. He was more kind of more refined. He was very good at doing what I call Americana style music.
Yeah.
Very patriotic sounding Americana. I won't tell you what I call it to a friend.
Yeah.
Don't want to insult you, Dave. So
that's okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in a private chat. I'm not gonna. I don't mean this. Okay, this is what. I'll put this in a private chat. I'm not going to say this out loud. I don't want to insult anyone. That's what we used to call it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very good at doing that.
That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah. I'm not saying that out loud. I don't want to insult anyone.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like I could get it, but some other people, they could be like, take it instantly, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Some people sitting more. Some people very close to the Republicans might find that insulting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I used to kind of call it. I used to enjoy him because he was very good at that kind of music.
Yeah.
Very what I call Americana music.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could also do different. I mean, James Horner was good as well because he could do different.
Yeah, he was good.
But as I said, I go back to the subject. Yes, I mean, it's one of my favorite themes is the First Contact theme as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just got that kind of, yeah.
It's got a lot of heart and soul and passion to it. I feel that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that feel.
Yeah.
It feels, and with the TNG theme back with, because I think that's what's missing from Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
I think McCarthy's theme it sounded like an episode of Star Trek, not without the TNG theme. I was like, well, why is the TNG theme missing? It's a TNG movie.
I gotta admit, I prefer Goldsmiths to the McCarthy's in the movies. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Goldsmith's, McCarthy's is actually popular because it came brass band music. It's one of the most requested brass band pieces of music he says he gets. So everyone's always requesting the brass band sheet music for Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that, Matthew Pound.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We'll just say something a bit like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you on another stream sometime. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, I do like Jerry Goldsmith's score. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in First Contact, we get to see the new tricorders from Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yeah.
New phasers, new tricorders, new uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't like at first. I didn't like the way they changed the colors around on the uniforms, that weird kind of gray color.
I know, it looks so militaristic, doesn't it?
Looks really militaristic, but then I found out what the whole uniform was about. It's not a jumpsuit or a pair of pajamas, as Avery Brooks used to call it, and everyone on Voyager. It's not a pajama suit. It's actually a jacket and a pair of trousers.
Yeah.
So it's like they've taken the Voyager uniform and made, which is a jumpsuit, which was meant for like Deep Space Nine, because Deep Space Nine was more dirty.
Yeah.
More dirty and rugged location, as it was a kind of Cardassian stroke Bajoran, Cardassian space station be retrofitted with Bajoran and Federation technology.
Yeah.
So they needed more of a kind of a more wear and tear uniform.
Yeah.
But this was kind of like a more of a duty uniform.
Yeah.
In the style of this jumpsuit.
Yeah, well, plus the Dominion War was going on, so I guess when you think about it, it kind of makes sense that they went for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They actually mention in the episode, what was it? I think in Purgatory's Shadow. I think they actually mentioned about the, or in Inferno's Light, they actually mention about the Enterprise's encounter with the Borg in Deep Space Nine. So That's why their uniforms changed a couple of episodes before. That's when they're being reintroduced, new Starfleet uniforms being introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, new uniforms. I mean, I didn't like them at first, but I liked them. Same comm badge from Star Trek Generations.
Yeah.
New phasers, new tricorders, new phaser rifles.
Yeah.
Which is they reminiscent. It took me ages to find this out, but they were reminiscent of the M16.
Oh yeah.
That's why they have the that's why you've got if you look, Picard I think Data runs around with the full size version.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Picard, I think Picard on Crusher. I think Worf you can definitely tell Worf runs around with the carbine version.
Yeah.
The one with the black barrel is supposed to be a carbine version, and they got the EVA version. It was supposed to simulate the kind of the AR-15 rifle or the M16, as some people might know it over this country who are not into firearms.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be like the Starfleet version. They wanted a more simplified rifle. The ones in Voyager you see are prototypes.
Yeah.
And these are the full-on, off-the-shelf models.
Yeah.
What they call the retail models, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or the finished, or the real article. You only ever saw one once in Deep Space Nine, the episode Empok Nor. I think the reason for that is because Voyager got hold of them.
Yeah.
Because there was a bit of rivalry between Deep Space Nine and Voyager.
Oh yeah.
Or anything to do with First Contact because of the Borg. The Series 3 of Voyager was going to meet the Borg. Enter Borg space, have a big Borg finale.
Yeah.
Because of that, Voyager inherited everything, almost everything, apart from the uniforms from Star Trek from Star Trek First Contact. I think DS9 just got a couple of phasers, a couple of tricorders, and a few uniforms. That's about it.
Yeah.
Everything else went to Voyager. All the Borg stuff, phaser rifles. And then I think during season 5, I think Brandon Braga turned around and said, "We can't have these phaser rifles."
Yeah.
He said, "They're not right. They're not right. These are not the Voyager phaser rifles. Why are we running around with First Contact?" So they were just put back into storage for Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why if you suddenly see in Voyager season 4, they're all running around with halfway through season 3 in the episode Microcosm, Janeway suddenly running around with the First Contact phaser rifle.
Yeah.
Which they don't actually have because they don't have the replicator patterns for it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly in season 4, in like Scorpion Part 1 and 2, they're still running around with First Contact rifles, and all of a sudden in season 5 they disappear. And they got
Yeah, you know what was
Yeah,
you know what was intense in this movie. You know what was intense in this movie too, where it's like the Borg Queen was trying to convince, was basically controlling Data to go against the cause. Yeah.
That was a big moment of the film as well. Data.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, ILM did all the special effects for this, like they did with Generations. So they had ILM back doing special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a said big moment with Data. Data getting flesh, and then they're being tempted by the Borg.
Yeah.
Borg trying to assimilate Earth in the past because they can't assimilate it in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit like the Serious Sam video games.
Yeah.
If you know about them, they go into the past. They go into the past to save the future.
Yep.
Yeah, but the opposite way around. They want to conquer the Earth in the past.
Oh, and then it's cool we get to see the contact with the Vulcans too. That was a good scene.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen the version of that in A Mirror Darkly? Series 4 of Enterprise.
I think so, yeah.
You see the Mirror Universe version. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you know I was losing it with Enterprise until I saw that episode and I thought, hang on a minute. Hang on. Because I kind of was getting a bit hit and miss at the beginning of season 4.
Yeah.
When I saw that episode, I thought, hang on a minute. And I saw the Defiant Bridge in that.
Yeah.
Hang on. They mean well. They mean well. They're trying to get the show back on the rails.
Yeah.
It's like that was just brilliant, that moment. That was Vaughn Armstrong, who was the Klingon commander in Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Yeah.
And Admiral Forrest in Enterprise.
Yep.
Doubling for Zefram Cochrane.
Yeah.
Sorry, James Cromwell played Zefram Cochrane. I'll get the words out in a minute. Yeah, it kind of is diminishing returns after that because, as I said, Matthew Pounder, because we've kind of seen a Borg battle before. But as I said, that's the best thing to set your surround sound speakers to. That sequence. You want to get all your levels on your surround sound right, you watch that sequence.
Yeah.
You sit in the middle of the room, you play that sequence, and you try. It's just a great scene because everything lines up so well in that sequence. But yeah, we have the Borg taking over a brand new starship.
Yep.
You get to see Dixon Hill again, and a cameo from Ethan Phillips.
Yep.
Because the actor who was supposed to be playing the maitre d' wasn't available.
Yeah.
Probably thought, oh god, it's a Star Trek film. Didn't show up, so I grabbed Ethan from Voyager and said, "Can you do the scene?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Fitted him up for a tuxedo and gave him the scene. We get to see Robert Picardo in an actual cameo as the EMH cool. In the Enterprise E. Yeah, they use Voyager's sickbay as well.
Yeah, you're right.
It's supposed to be the Deck 11 sickbay, the Star Drive section to sickbay.
Yeah.
Which, funnily enough, you see again in Insurrection. So I think it was the main sickbay.
Yeah. Now we go to Insurrection. So do you think that one felt like a TV movie in a way?
It was based on Who Watches the Watchers. The episode of Next Generation, Who Watches the Watchers. I think that was a problem with it. It was like a bit like the Changeling. Yeah. The original series for whatchamacallit, for Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Yeah.
It was technically a remake of the Changeling, like a more expanded version.
Yeah.
This was a more expanded version of Who Watches the Watchers with a load of action sequences put in.
Yeah.
But I say it's another one of my favorite Star Trek films is Insurrection. I think it's a good sequel.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not as strong as First Contact.
No.
It's funny. Some fans prefer Insurrection over First Contact, and some people are the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was about I was during the Dominion War, halfway through Series 7 of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Because there's a line in Deep Space Nine where in Series 7 I turn around and say, the Sonar can't help us anymore. They've got their own problems. Because the Sonar were part of the Dominion fleet.
Yeah.
And they pulled out because they had their own problems. They got found. They got rustled in Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be through the Dominion War. I don't know how Worf turned up though, because I thought Worf was lost in an escape pod in the Badlands.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a bit weird. I thought the Worf's turning up was a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Massive sequence. They cut a lot of scenes out of that Star Trek Insurrection though.
They were gonna have Quark too, I found out.
Quark was supposed to be in the end.
Yeah.
He was supposed to the ending was Quark suddenly turns up.
Yeah.
Wanting to discuss the terms of building a spa on the planet.
Yeah.
On the Baku homeworld.
Yeah.
And then Worf that's how Worf takes him back to Deep Space Nine. That's why Worf is there, and that's the whole reason Worf is there, because Quark was supposed to turn up in the end, but then they cut it out.
Yeah.
Also, in the end, Ruafu, the main antagonist, wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah.
He was supposed to turn into a baby.
Yeah.
Because it was in very low orbit. The collector was in low orbit, and it was supposed to, it's supposed to be the wreckage of the collector, and it was supposed to go through the rings on his way down, and end up becoming a baby again. And then the Enterprise beams him on board. So if you see at the end, I think someone was holding a baby.
Yeah. In
the end of the movie, in the background, that was supposed to be Ruafu, and he's even still credited in the end credits as Ruafu as baby.
Yeah, weren't they considering Deep Space Nine to be? I remember I was reading an interview. They were considering Deep Space Nine to make more of a role in this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to, as I said, Quark was supposed to. As you say, appear in the end. It's supposed to be Quark.
Yeah.
They wanted Odo as well, but Rene Bourgeois was busy doing other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Worf. That's the whole reason Worf is there, is because Quark appears in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we get to see Geordi at sea for the first time, right?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't keep him with eyes after that.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be a great payment, but then you see him again in the Nemesis. He's got his implants back in.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the payoff with Geordi. Yeah. Finally make a blind man see.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't do it in the end. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, wasted
When you see him
opportunity.
in Series 5 of Enterprise and in Star Trek Nemesis. Sorry, not Nemesis. Yeah, it is Nemesis. Sorry, I had 2009 on my brain for some reason.
Yeah.
But you see he's got the implants back in.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a major disappointment.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, he would have stayed on the Baku planet for a while. Well, the Federation established and got his eyes would have fully regenerated. Yeah. I know Matthew Pounder, but it's like, each their own. I mean, I liked, as I said, I liked First Contact, I liked Insurrection, but Generations and Nemesis I thought were terrible.
Yeah, I gave Generations a 6. I'll give First Contact a 10. I'll give Insurrection a 9, maybe.
Yeah. But I think Nemesis is another 6 because it's just, it's just the problem with Nemesis was they had a director who didn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not me saying that. That's most of the art department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I like the whole relationship with Riker and Troy in this too. We got that explored a bit in this.
Yeah. We've got, the only thing I didn't like in Star Trek Insurrection was that stupid joystick.
Yeah.
Stupid joystick on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Then I like Picard doing the salsa. That was pretty cool. That was good.
Yeah, sorry, I just got to send a message to Noel because he's trying to do the live stream he should have done yesterday today, and I'm already on another stream.
Yeah, well, so we got one more movie, then
Yeah, I know.
Then if you need to, you can join that too.
Yeah. Sorry, just let me do this.
Yeah, I know. He said his stomach wasn't well. That's why he didn't stream yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for the message. Didn't know what's going on. Normally what I do when that happens, I stay up to 10 o'clock because I know after that Charlotte won't be on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case he starts wondering where I am and starts screaming and shouting about it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'll get the message.
Yeah.
So sorry about this. I'm in the middle of a live stream. I got to send messages.
It happens. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Matthew. Yes, Nemesis was trying to.
Yeah, we're on to. We get that to that in a second. I think I would give Nemesis probably a 7, actually. Well, if I was going to give Generations a 6, I'd probably give Nemesis either a 6.5 or a 7.
It was slightly better. Slightly better.
It was a Yeah. It was a competent script.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, John Logan, he's decent. He did Gladiator. Yeah, he's a decent writer.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad writer. Last Samurai, Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's not a bad writer. Because I was looking at it. I was looking at it recently because I was rewatching it again.
Yeah.
I was thinking, whose fault was Star Trek Nemesis? Yeah. Sorry, just want to mention before we get off the subject of Star Trek Interaction, another Jerry Goldsmith says a score, which is really good.
Yeah.
The thing I loved about the Jerry Goldsmith scores in First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis is the way the score evolved.
Yeah, it did.
It was like it was different, but it was the same.
Yeah.
And I think that was done really well because it's unlike James Horner in Star Trek 2 and 3, where it was the same score. And Jerry Goldsmith's original score in Star Trek 5 in this motion picture, it was like it was evolving. The score was kind of evolving with it. Yeah. And in Insurrection, we finally got to see the Enterprise's Ease shuttles.
Yeah.
And the replacement, the Federation replacement for the Delta Flyer.
Yeah.
Venture class. We got to see, so as I said, some new stuff in the captain's yacht, which I thought was a bit of a silly place to put it, but Yeah, apparently Irvin Reitman's just passed away. It's a shame.
That is. It sucks. He's a legend.
Yeah, we're losing loads of people at the moment.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then I found out about the whole Bob Saget thing. He hit his head, and that's what caused him to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? Who else has passed away? Doug Trumbull, God rest his soul, from Star Trek. Yeah. Did the special effects on Star Trek: The Motion Picture, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Back to the Future. I've got The Ride.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. He was good. I had friends who actually met him.
Wow.
He was at a film convention up in, I think, up in the Midlands somewhere.
Yeah.
or was it Stockport, somewhere like that, somewhere too far away from London for me to know where it is.
Yeah.
Stockport. I think it was at Stockport, the Moving Image, International Moving Image. Sorry, Museum of the Moving Image or something. It moved to Stockport. It was in London. It moved to Stockport, I think.
Yeah.
Or Stockton. Can't remember. I'm not part of the IMIS anymore. And they were having their convention. They have a convention every year. Where they go and watch a few films and talk about cinema, technology, and everything. And have a few guest speakers. And at the screen next to them, they had Doug Trumbull, who was reviewing a student competition, which the museum was running.
Yeah.
They ended up with Doug Trumbull. They ended up spending most of the weekend with Doug Trumbull.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was like, we were here for our own convention, but we seem to be joining yours. And half of IMIS went off with Doug Trumbull.
Yeah.
They said they had a great time. They said they watched 2001 and Doug kept randomly pausing it and talking about it. Said, oh, I don't like this scene. Oh, this scene didn't come out right. Oh, this is the best scene I did.
Yeah.
And the students were absolutely were crapping themselves because they were getting judged on special effects by Doug Trumbull, who at the time was the godfather of Hollywood special effects. He was like the George Méliès of his time.
And he did 2001, didn't he?
Yeah. He did all the effects. That's why everyone calls it the motionless picture, because they say it's like too much like 2001.
Yeah, because the slit scan, that's what's inspired the Tom Baker titles.
Yeah.
Sequence. Yeah.
Slit scan is what they use for, what they use for the Stargate sequence in 2001. Yeah. Doug Trumbull, God rest his soul.
Yeah, he'll be missed.
Legend. He'll be missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going on Insurrection, aren't we?
Yeah. So we'll end about Insurrection, and we'll go to Nemesis.
Yeah. I think there's another little thing. Aaron Eiselberg from Deep Space Nine, who played Nog, made a little appearance.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Might have done, Matthew. I'm not too sure. Let me check. Sorry, this is impromptu. Donald Camel directed it. I don't know who did the special effects.
Yeah.
Might have done the special effects on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not getting anything on the Wikipedia with Doug Trumbull.
No.
That's Donald Campbell, I think. Donald Camel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly not. Anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, there was an appearance by Aaron Eiselberg in Star Trek. In Star Trek Insurrection. Sorry, losing my thought there.
That's okay.
My train of thought. Yeah, Aaron Eiselberg appeared. They cut the sequence. That weird sequence where Troy and Riker.
Yeah.
We're looking at that computer monitor. That's actually not on the bridge. That's actually originally I thought it was on the bridge of the Enterprise. Yeah. It's actually in what's known as the ship's library.
Yeah.
So they were searching the Baku and the sonar on the ship's library. And Aaron Eiselberg, like in a real library, someone starts flicking stuff at they start flicking, I think, sand peas at each other, and the librarian gets cross. But they cut the whole sequence down. It's just got the flirty sequence with Deanna Troi and William Riker, and that's about it now. Yeah, as I said, Rene Bejois was supposed to be in it, but no, he couldn't make it. He had other filming commitments.
Yeah,
because that's where Worf is supposed to leave with Odo and Quark.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the DS9 tie-in, but then they tie in. That's why the Worf bit doesn't make much sense. Him just appearing. Yeah. Anyway, on to Nemesis.
Yeah, let's do Nemesis. Yeah, so let's start with this. So, yeah, Stuart Baird directed it. He wasn't a fan of Star Trek, really. I know he was.
Oh, no. Do you know how he got the job?
How did he get the job again?
He saved the first Tomb Raider film. Because it was.
That's right.
Because in post-production, it was falling apart. They couldn't get any sense.
He was the editor, right? Yeah. Wasn't he?
He edited the first Tomb Raider film.
Yeah, and then he
It's
edited.
funny because the disastrous one was
him.
the second Tomb Raider film with John de Bont, who
Yeah,
made all the wrong decisions, but that's another story.
yeah,
Yeah, from Speed. But yeah, had problems with the Tomb Raider film, and he edited it. The Paramount owed him a favor, so they thought they gave him a blue milk run, what they call a blue milk run. They gave him the late Star Trek film
yeah.
because I think Patrick Stewart wanted to direct it.
That's right.
So either Patrick Stewart or Brent Spiner wanted to originally direct it.
Yes.
Brent Spiner hadn't done any directing before. They were like, probably only directed the odd episode. They're probably like, no, let's not give it to Brent. And they allowed him to co-write it instead with John Logan.
Yeah, Brent helped with the whole B4 storyline, I think.
Yeah, he did all the Data and B4 storyline in it. That's what he added to it. That's why he's got a writer's credit.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I originally was thinking, when I was after a little while after I watched the film, I watched it again recently, and it's not brilliant, but it's not bad.
No.
It's not the best Star Trek film I've ever seen, but it's not the worst.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I still prefer it to the Abrams stuff, I think.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. Yeah. Funny thing about the Abrams stuff is if you picture it as a different type of Star Trek, kind of what I call popcorn Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not Star Trek, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer Star Trek Nemesis to anything Alex Kurtzman makes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the problem with Nemesis is I think the director had too much power.
Yeah.
Stuart Bird took over. I mean, they gave him a blue milk run, but it turned into a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I quite like Star Trek Beyond, Matthew, but it's a bit, I quite like Beyond, but Into Darkness is a travesty. It's just a rip-off of Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
It's this weird, horrible amalgamation of ideas from Wrath of Khan and the original script they had for the movie. It was awful, but that's another matter.
Don't get me wrong. I like Benedict Cumberbatch, but yeah.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
His mum was I can't remember. I think she was a secretary on UFO.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember. Was she the? No, she was Straker's third in command, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, she was in UFO.
Yeah.
Benedict was actually on the set, but I think when they moved set because Alex suddenly half the cast disappeared on UFO, suddenly miraculously disappeared.
Yeah.
And then but Benedict's mum appeared as Straker's kind of third in command.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, she was. That's Benedict Cumberbatch's mother.
Yeah, nice.
It was a UFO, and it was like Benedict's in Star Trek.
Yeah.
But yes, I didn't like him as Khan because, as we all know, Khan is either supposed to be Indian. And suddenly you got this white English Khan. It's like he doesn't look Indian to me.
Yeah, I mean, even if they would have gotten an Asian guy, it still might have worked better than
kind of Middle Eastern kind of looking guy.
Yeah.
Even if they got Alexander Siddig, but the problem with Alexander Siddig, he was quite old by the time. He was like 50 or he was in his mid-50s.
Yeah.
Just finished Primeval.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would have. Yeah, that's right, Matthew Pounder. Wanda. Yeah.
Wanda something. Yeah.
Yeah. From UFO, she was. She was the executive officer of Shadow. I think Alec was second in command. I think she was third. Yeah.
Oh, and Wesley Crusher's part got cut out, didn't he? He appeared briefly in this. I saw.
Oh, yes, he appeared very briefly, but he was supposed to teleport, suddenly appear randomly in the nude.
Yeah.
Because that lieutenant uniform wasn't his; that was just a uniform they had beamed down.
That's right. It was for the wedding, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Riker and Troy. Yeah, that's right.
He just gave him a uniform. But the funny thing is, he wouldn't have any rank. They just gave him a basic uniform, but they wouldn't give him any rank.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was weird about it. Suddenly Wesley Crusher appears with a lieutenant, a full Starfleet officer's uniform and a lieutenant. But he was supposed to teleport in, and that was supposed to be that was supposed to be a tie-in for Voyager, but it never happened. for an episode, because originally Wesley Crusher was supposed to get Voyager home, but we'll talk about that probably more next week.
Yeah, and then then Admiral Janeway, he makes a brief appearance too.
Admiral Janeway also makes an appearance, giving John Luke the orders.
Yeah,
That's the only real Voyager tie-in.
Yeah,
but Wesley was also supposed to be a Voyager tie-in, but they cut his scene out.
Yeah,
you see Guinan briefly, but she's not. Doesn't seem to be on the Enterprise E anymore. She just seems to be on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing about I think ruined Nemesis was most of the original sets had been taken down.
Yeah.
Because the original sets were pulled apart to make room for the Enterprise sets. They used a lot of Voyager sets.
Yeah.
For certain things.
Yeah.
But I think there was a delay or something in filming, and by the time that they actually got Nemesis out, most of the Voyager sets have been taken apart because I think they wanted to use astrometrics from Voyager and redress it and take all the Borg stuff off.
Yeah.
Make it look like, Starfleet that decided to replicate 7 of 9's astrometrics and use it for the Enterprise.
Yeah.
So they just built this kind of very generic room set. I think it was the Armory set from First Contact.
Yeah.
They redressed that set and used it for sick bay, and they used it for the astrometrics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I did, and the turbo lifts as well. You could tell they were just generic turbo lifts.
Yeah, they looked off. Yeah,
they weren't the Nemesis, the Insurrection turbo lift set. So these I think the insides were from Enterprise. They just redressed them.
Yeah, which just looks off because over 2 centuries before. Yeah. It
just completely redressed because I think that actually the Enterprise turbo lifts are actually the Star Trek the motion pitch, so the old Star Trek 6 turbo lifts.
Yeah,
and I know that, but the simple reason is when you get to see the last episode of Enterprise, you can actually see that the turbo lifts on the Enterprise D aren't the original turbo lifts. These weird. They're Star Trek 6 turbo lifts that be redressed like Enterprise D turbo lifts. They look terrible.
Yeah.
And they've been taken off the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas. They look awful.
Oh. No, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Klingons were based on Mongol tribesmen, I think, Matthew Pounder.
Oh, yeah, I suppose they haven't been cancelled cultured, Yeah.
Yeah. They decided to give them green alien skin, but they were based on Mongol horsemen, and then they made them more alien for the motion picture.
Yeah.
I think the Romulans were actually supposed to be like the Chinese Communist Party. I mean, that's not hard to. The Vulcans were supposed to be the Japanese, apparently. It's weird things. But then again, I wanted to say this. I forgot to say this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Spock was supposed to have red skin and a tail.
That's right. Yeah.
And devil horns. He was supposed to be like a devil.
Yeah.
They changed it.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like a devil, kind of like costume party Lucifer.
Yeah.
He was supposed to look like costume party Lucifer in a Starfleet uniform, a blue Starfleet uniform.
Yeah.
And the whole point was, that the devil wasn't actually the devil; it was actually alien visitations, and they were called Vulcanian, not Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Nemesis. Yeah. Nemesis, I don't remember the budget for Nemesis, but it had quite a big budget.
Yeah.
But it just... What do you think the problem with Nemesis is? Because I just think it's definitely the direction.
Yeah, I would say the direction. I mean, the Sinzon thing was kind of interesting, and the Remans, but I feel like it would, it could have been done better. Yeah.
It could have been a faction in the Romulan government wanted to take over.
Yeah, and obviously the Remans, they were taken from inspiration from the Nosferatu film, the look.
Yeah. You saw them again in Enterprise.
Yeah.
They were used briefly in Enterprise, probably because they had the same costume parts and costumes.
Yeah, the one thing I can't see working either is Tom Hardy doesn't look much like Patrick Stewart. I just don't.
No, and there's a mistake in the film as well. When Picard's looking at pictures of himself when he was younger.
Yeah.
His younger self is Tom Hardy in a Starfleet uniform, and he's still bald. He hasn't got a hairpiece.
Right.
He hasn't got a hairpiece. Yes, Matthew Pounder. That's one of the things I found about Nemesis as well. It looked very visually dull. The whole film was dull and dark and gloomy.
Yeah, very grim. Yeah.
Very glum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I hate about the chronology. It's like the first Star Trek film to have really bad chronology.
Yeah.
It's like there was a bit of an issue in Star Trek First Contact where they turned around and said the ball controlled deck 26 to 11, and then the later on Picard turns around and says the ship has 24 decks.
Yeah.
That you can kind of glance over. He was probably meant section 26 to 11. You can say that kind of thing. But suddenly the Enterprise E has now got like as physically changed.
Yeah.
And now it's apparently when the Viceroy beams onto it, they beam onto deck 36.
Yeah. Oh, and the infamous mind rape scene too.
Remember that? Yeah, that was cut out.
Yeah,
they cut a lot of that out.
Yeah,
there was a second one. There was a second mind rape scene on the turbo lift.
Yeah,
where he was trying to get when the Enterprise just before the Enterprise was going into battle. Or
yeah.
After the Enterprise has gone into battle, before they got to the Basin Rift.
Yeah.
Viceroy tries it again. They cut it out for two reasons. One, because the whole point of them being followed by the Shinzon was supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah.
And two, because it was worse than the first one.
Yeah.
Shinzon starts appearing and trying to rape the Enterprise in a turbo lift.
Yeah.
And she goes crazy.
Yeah, and then and then the whole thing with what was it? Yeah, I mean the data scene was what I guess was well done, but I mean I guess I understand. He didn't want to play data anymore, so
he was all right at data scene because, as I said in the episode with Data's mother, he turned around and said that one of the Sung prototypes went missing.
Yeah.
So it was all right. It was still in canon,
Yeah.
But it was weird. It suddenly appeared. And Shinzon suddenly had it.
And that's the thing they totally screwed up in Picard, right? He has the memories of Data at the end, right? He survives before, but now they totally changed that in Picard. Where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you read, as I said, Countdown, Data's fine. He's been resurrected. The whole thing was it's a kind of a play on Spock.
Yeah.
In Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Right.
It's like Data gets resurrected because there's a whole set part where the Captain Data of the Enterprise E.
Yeah.
Is talking to Ambassador Spock and turns around and says, "How does it feel to have been resurrected?"
Yeah.
And they're like the only two people in the entirety of Starfleet that's come back from the dead the way that been raised from the dead.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to be there's a whole kind of couple of pages of them talking about it in Star Trek Countdown, and Jen Kurtzman went and just put a big fat line, but vetoed the whole thing. I'm in charge now. I'm vetoing this. JJ's not in charge anymore. I'm in charge. Veto it. That never happened. It's like, yeah, but it did happen. And you made a big scene about the comic books being canon.
Yeah, I would say just it's not canon. It's not canon. It's not in the same timeline.
That's why my attitude is with Kurtzman Trek is it's not canon. It's a different timeline, as you said. Same with JJ Trek.
Yeah,
not canon. It's a multiverse somewhere, and just leave it there. It's funny because in parallels, we didn't see any weird kind of futuristic looking Star Trek Next Enterprise D appearing, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
I was going to say, wow, we think we just, I think we covered it, didn't we?
Yeah. Hit an hour, haven't we?
Yeah. Hour and 23.
Yeah, go for an hour and 30 if you want. Just finish off on Nemesis.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. What did Noel say about? Was he cool and everything? Or
I haven't had a reply, but I put a message in his chat telling him where I am.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh well, but things. It's a problem Mondays now. I'm normally stream with you on Monday, so
yeah.
Yeah, you can't expect to have me on a Monday when I'm streaming with somebody else. That's what I said about Rabbi as well. But anyway, hey ho.
Yeah,
I'm not spreading dirty laundry on YouTube. Just stating facts. That was all I was pre-booked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what is there else to talk about Nemesis? I know it bombed. It didn't do well at all at the box office.
Oh yeah, it was a bit of a box office disaster. I mean, I saw it. It's the last Star Trek film I saw in the cinema for a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything from Star Trek 6 onwards I've seen in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was disappointed when I walked out. Like, I was with my auntie, and she was like, "Oh, Day is dead. I like Day. He was my favorite character," and all that.
Yeah.
It's not just Day is dead. It's just like, it made Worf sound like he had a cold.
Yeah, I mean, he was dead, like, because I went in middle school, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I just started middle school, and it was a dead theater. I think there was maybe one or two other people in there.
I know it was quiet when I went to see it. I think they were playing the music to Two Towers.
Yeah.
Because that was out at the time.
Yeah.
They're playing the music to Two Towers in the auditorium. Because the Two Towers they'd released the soundtrack for Two Towers, but the movie wasn't out yet, so they're trying to get everyone.
Do you think that was the mistake? Is it was just a couple weeks before that, and that's what hurt the box office? You think?
Yeah. Well, they wanted to put it against Star Wars Episode 2, didn't they?
Yeah.
Originally, they wanted to pit it against Star Wars Episode 2, and then Star Wars Episode 2 got delayed.
Yeah.
So they delayed They had to delay parts of Nemesis because Patrick Stewart was busy on another production.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I didn't like about Nemesis was the silly Dune buggy scene.
Oh no, yeah.
They never explained why they had to use a Dune buggy.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
You didn't know if the Argo was just a new shuttle.
Yeah.
Or it was a shuttle with a Dune buggy in it.
Yeah, that was weird.
Didn't like the way they made Worf sound. I mean, the Stuart Bard said afterwards, "Oh, I made Worf sound a bit lower in pitch to make him sound more alien." It's like, yeah, but Worf doesn't sound like that.
Yeah.
For the past 15 years, Worf has sounded like Worf, and now you're trying to make him sound like he's got a cold.
Yeah.
Because I thought, did Michael Dorn have a cold on that shoot? No, Stuart Bard just changed it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a problem when you got a director with too much power who doesn't know the franchise.
Yeah.
Now, Nick Meyer was the opposite way around. He went and watched every single tape of the original series until he found a story that he wanted to carry on and do a sequel to. But Stuart Bard didn't care. He did not care about Star Trek. He just wanted to direct a big feature film for Paramount.
Yeah.
Because he was owed one for saving Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see it. You've got there's loads of faults. There's loads of canonical faults. Did you spot the main one, the funniest faults? You know the observation lounge?
Yeah.
There's doors out. There's doors on the bridge to get to the observation lounge.
Yeah.
But the doors to the observation lounge don't match the doors to the bridge anymore. So how'd you get to the observation lounge? You have to go through the turbo lift now to get to the observation lounge, even though there's doors on the bridge how to get into the observation lounge. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Picard's ready room is longer than it looks, and when they blow a hole in the side of the ship, it's like, it's only about 2 foot between the outer hull and the inner hull. It's like, but there's about 5 or 6 foot of Picard. Sorry, about 5 or 6 meters of Picard's ready room. Because Stuart Bird wanted to change the set around to make it look bigger. Yeah. It's like, how can you physically have Picard's set that big?
Yeah. It
just doesn't fit the dimensions. And then turn around and say they beamed on the deck 26.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I think it was deck 28 or something when the Enterprise only has 24 decks.
Yeah.
It's like it's just so many problems. And when they go down, they're supposed to be on the lowest part of the ship according to the schematics. On a deck that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And there's still a 10-story drop down to the bottom of the ship. Yeah. And they decided to redo all the phases of the tricorder. They decided to turn the tricorder into HP tablets.
Yeah.
And it just nothing looked right. It's just the whole thing just looked a mess.
Yeah.
That's my biggest criticism of Star Trek Nemesis. It was the script. It wasn't the script. I just think it was the execution.
Yeah.
It's a very badly executed film. Yeah. It was also the first film to didn't use ILM.
Yeah, they should have just gotten Nick Mayer to direct it or something.
Yeah, they should have got Nick back and said, "We want to do a Next Generation film."
Yeah.
As I said, Paramount had to give this guy a film, and I just think Star Trek was the wrong film.
Yeah.
They should have given him something like a drama or like a thriller or something.
Yeah, or a courtroom drama. Yeah.
That's it. Something easy to do. easy to film. Can't really mess up.
Yeah.
They gave him a Star Trek film, thinking it was a Blue Rick one. Apparently, Rick Berman couldn't stand the guy.
Yeah.
He had to be really nice on camera, but he couldn't stand the guy, so he completely effed up Star Trek.
Yeah.
And he said, "Thank God." At the time, he said, "Thank God, Enterprise is still going." But then, later on, then Enterprise got cancelled.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't like him. I mean, I think the biggest grievance I've heard, I can't remember. John Eves. John Eves turned around and said it. He was working on Star Trek Discovery in the early days. Who designed the new Discovery, the new Enterprise for Strange New Worlds?
Yeah.
I think I under duress, as I'm going to say, because he's a nice guy. He came out with the story. He turned around and said, "We were on set, right, with the art department. We're doing the Picard's ready room set." He said, "The least I say about the set, the better." But I said, "We put the Gold Enterprise out.
Yeah.
It's like it's an early study model of the Enterprise E from when we first designed it. When we first simplified the design, he said that there's a chrome-plated one, gold chrome-plated one in the ready room, in the observation lounge, and there's an unplated, just painted gold one that goes in Picard's ready room."
Yeah.
And he said, Stuart Bird walked on and goes, "I don't like the color of this.
Oh,
can we paint it transparent?"
Yeah.
Paint it transparent. And Johnny just shook his head. And he turned around and said, in the end, he had to go and get the model. He had to take the model down. He said he was doing something with the props team. Well, they were. I think it was Peter Laratison, I think. Or someone. But I think it was this. I don't think he said it to John Eves. I think John Eves is passing the story on second hand. But the props department had to take that model and have it cast as fast as they bloody well could.
Wow.
Might be Dan Curry.
Dan Curry, yeah, he was one that always did this.
Might be Dan Curry that had to do this.
Yeah.
Had to go and cast it in clear resin. Make a mold of it and cast the entire model in clear resin as fast as he can. In the original model, there's still bubbles in it.
Yeah.
From the way they had to rapidly make and cast this, and it's only seen in like about a handful of scenes very quickly. That's what John Eves says is the worst thing about that director. He wanted to change everything. He wanted to make the weapons look more chrome, to make them look like more real weapons. It's a sci-fi show, mate. They're supposed to look a bit sci-fi. He made everything look chrome. He took the Voyager fan phasers and he put chrome muzzles on them. Made everything that man touched, he turned to shit. So I think it's just bad directing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There's two physical doors in the observation lounge on the bridge. We know they go. We saw in First Contact and Insurrection where they go.
Yeah.
So why is everyone walking in through the side of the observation lounge in doors that never existed? Looking like they walked out from the turbo lift. What's the point of that? The guy messed up everything on that show he touched. I mean, 36 decks on the Enterprise. Sorry, 39 decks on the Enterprise now on a 24 deck ship. It's like. Another big thing that was cut out of Nemesis was there was supposed to be in the basin rift there was supposed to be a shuttle attack sequence.
Yeah.
All those attack fighters on the Scorpion were supposed to be used to attack the Enterprise, and the Enterprise is supposed to launch a load of shuttles. But that whole sequence was cut out.
Yeah.
Because Stuart Bird said, "No, we're going to do something different now. Want to do something different." He also put he could almost disfigured the Enterprise E as well, which is another thing. He put torpedo launchers all over it.
Yeah.
And he changed the shuttle. I think it was John Eves. John Eves changed the shuttle bay. So John Eves had to change the shuttle bay on it.
Yeah.
Changed so much stuff on the Enterprise E, it was almost unrecognizable. It's still the same ship. I mean, I like the extra phasers they put on the back of the ship, but he put torpedo turrets all over it.
Yeah, and I felt like the ending was kind of a little bit underwhelming to it. It was just a little bit.
Oh, you know why? They
What?
cut the original ending.
They did. Yeah, the ending was better, I think, in the deleted scene. Yeah.
There's deleted ending. There's also a scene that explains where Dr. Crusher went.
Yeah.
Because when they get back to space, Dr. Crusher's not on the Enterprise anymore.
Yeah.
They don't explain where she went.
Yeah.
What happened is she went to work. She came to head of Kathleen Pokraski was leaving Starfleet Medical, and she took over from Kathleen Pulaski.
Yeah.
There's a whole scene that Rick Berman wasn't on the DVD or the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But Rick Berman actually had to put onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Explaining what happened to Crusher. Because he was furious it wasn't on the Blu-ray. He got because Stuart Bird cut it and put it and just dumped it somewhere.
Ugh.
And suddenly it turned up, and Rick Berman had to put it when he was working on Enterprise. It suddenly turned up on a hard drive.
Yeah.
And Rick Berman had to put the finished sequence onto the finished sequence himself.
Yeah.
Put it on his own website.
Yeah.
So he was furious with that. But yes, Crusher leaves. Date's technically dead, but could be resurrected in B4.
Yeah.
Geordie's supposed to still be on the Enterprise. Worf's on the Enterprise. I don't know how Worf's on the Enterprise, by the way, from the beginning, because he's supposed to be the ambassador to Kronos.
Yeah, then Riker got promoted to be captain on the Titan.
Yeah. Riker and Troy leave for the Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Wesley Crusher was supposed to stick around and go off to the Titan as well. Don't know
Yeah.
how, like, he hasn't got through the Academy.
Yeah.
Technically, he's a Starfleet Academy dropout.
Yeah.
So there's that bit. It's like, there's so many, weird loose ends in the film.
Yeah.
Yes, I just think that Nemesis was it was the most messy of the Star Trek films.
It was.
Next to Star Trek V. I mean, Star Trek V, we know why it was messy. They were trying to redo an episode from the animated series and, and then trying to make it look like Star Wars in places. And it just wasn't very good. It was like kind of, and they didn't have, and Ireland were working on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, so it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Digital Domain or whoever did it. Yeah.
Yeah, Digital Domain, did Nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was another company that did Insurrection.
Yeah.
Insurrection wasn't too bad.
No.
I can understand they were trying to get away from model shots because they were miniature shots because they were too expensive and they were too limited. You could only have X number of ships, X, Y, and Z number of ships. You can only afford to build them.
Yeah, because even Voyager, right? We'll go into that next week, but a lot of that was CG too, wasn't it?
Series 5, yeah, a lot of Series 3 kind of. You can see from like season 3, 4, and 5 of Voyager.
Yeah.
They're starting to use a hell of a lot more CG.
Yeah.
Over miniatures. I mean, Doug Drexler, who worked on Voyager and Enterprise, the CG on Voyager and Enterprise, he even said it's a lot better because we can build loads. We can build hundreds of ships instead of just like 10.
Right.
Because I found out the hard way when I did Way of the Warrior for Deep Space Nine, because I had to literally spray paint tons of AMT kits to make those bird of preys.
Yeah.
And battle cruisers for that fight sequence. And they said they had to do the same thing again for season 5 with the Dominion War.
Yeah.
They had to they had to just spray paint loads of AMT kits of Vulture class attack cruisers, Galaxy class starships, all sorts. Anything AMT you made and they were still using in Star Trek, they had to make. And then I think what's his name, Mojo Leibowitz, who was part of the VFX team under Gary Herzl, had to do the rest in CG.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. But as I said, I think Nemesis, it was just bad direction.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, I take my hat off to Tom Hardy. I think he played a good role, but
yeah,
I think the story was a bit hit and miss in places.
Yeah, and then I guess let's see. Well, next week we'll do Voyager.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. And then send me those comm badges, pal, too.
I will. Comm badge and something else. What was the other thing I was going to send you? Something else. I can't remember. I can send you the pictures of the. Yeah, I'll do the comm badges. Something else I was going to say. I can't remember. Sorry, it's gone from my head.
That's okay. No worries. No worries. Yeah. So thanks, Matthew. And thanks so much, PD pal. This was a fun stream.
No worries.
And we're gonna call it, and then I got to do some cleaning and other stuff.
Oh yeah, I got to do housework. I had to fix my chair the other day. That was exciting.
Oh,
it took me 8 days to fix it because I couldn't work out how to fix it. It took me 8 days.
Damn.
Yeah. I've literally, it's lockdown. It's this crazy lockdowns. I've literally had an office chair I've used like 9 to 5 almost every day.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it's just falling apart. I have to keep repairing it once every 3 to 6 months because it just keeps breaking.
Oh yeah, today's Valentine's Day today.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
All right. We're going to close the stream. All right. Take care. Peace. Take care.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.